to have as the provost Dr. Yatish T. Shaw, who has impeccable academic credentials and fine character too. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Shaw, who will present our guest speaker.
It is my pleasure to introduce the speaker for today. Dr. Dennis Kimbro is a best-selling author and business professor at Atlanta University. His expertise is in the fields of management, entrepreneurship, and human potential. He has appeared on The Today Show, Larry King, CNN, and has been featured in Success, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and USA Today on numerous occasions, sharing the keys to success and achievement. Dr. Kimbro received his BA and MA degrees from the University of Oklahoma and his doctorate from Northwestern University, where he studied wealth and poverty among underdeveloped countries. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Dennis P. Kimbro.
May the words of my mouth and meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight. To President Myers, Provost Shaw, Mr. Ham, and your fine Norfolk State team, I am honored to be here. I bring you greetings from my school, Clark Atlanta University School of Business, where I am a faculty member. For those of you who haven't heard about our grand institution, it's a consolidation of two schools. Atlanta University, founded in 1865, the oldest black graduate school in the nation. Clark College, founded in 1869. On the left, Spelman College, founded in 1881. On the right, Morehouse College, founded in 1867. And I can say with all pride, sincerity, and humility, down our halls walk some of the sharpest students in the country. Not how did he die, but how did he live, not what did he gain, but what did he give. These are the measures to merit the worth of a man or woman regardless of birth. Not if they had a dream, if they believed in themselves, what was their station, and how did they play their God-given part. I gotta read you a passage taken from my fourth book. Yes, for nearly 5 years, I went around this country and I dared to ask 1,000 black grandmothers, and I could have focused on any demographic at the time. But I asked 1,000 black grandmothers over a 5-year period, if you could write one letter to your children or to the next generation, what would you tell them about life? Norfolk State Spartans class of 2013, don't you know? Over a 5-year period, I received letters from every type of black grandmother under the sun. Doctors and lawyers, high school dropouts. Women with PhDs from Harvard, Stanford, Georgia Tech, those with 3rd and 4th grade education. Women whose children and grandchildren are thriving and surviving. To one kind soul, her name was Flora Kelly. She lived in Waterloo, Iowa. She had 7 children at the time. And the day in which she wrote my letter, 5 were incarcerated in prison. Well, Norfolk State Spartans, I received this letter January 4th, 1999, and it is so apropos of what we are attempting to do today. And she's from Hampton, Virginia. And she even entitled her letter. She said, where there's hope, there's life. Yes, class of 2013, there is a place where heaven and earth meets, and it is called hope. And she writes, at some point in life, you be faced with a crisis that seems so overwhelming, it will shake you to the core. A loved one dies, a marriage troubles, disease strikes, a child goes astray, life savings are squandered, but this I know, into each life a little rain is going to fall. In June 1992, I was diagnosed with cancer. Following surgery, I faced months of chemotherapy. Each treatment lasted 4 hours and left me so weak, I needed assistance just to function. I lost my appetite as well as weight. My hair, well, that came out in clumps. Being bald was the least of my worries. I had to learn to inject myself as part of the treatment to keep my white blood cell count up. To be honest, Spartans, I didn't think I was going to make it. I had nearly given up hope. But my hour in need, the Lord spoke to me as he so often does, and I thought, you know, this is not the end. I mean, what can cancer do? Cancer cannot control my outlook. Cancer cannot steal my faith. Cancer cannot destroy my peace. Cancer cannot erase my memories. Cancer cannot invade my spirit. And it will not shatter my hope. For there's hope, there's life, and I choose to live. I thank God to be able to wake up each morning and move under my own power. But if I didn't, Spartans, I'm confident there's still hope. If not for me, then for someone else. I'm going to instruct my doctors to give my eyes a little boy who cannot see, to give my ears a little girl who cannot hear, to give my heart to the woman who knows nothing but pain, and to give my kidneys to the child chained to dialysis. Regardless of your circumstances, and you listen to me, regardless of your circumstances, you have so much to hope for. Hope for a better day. Hope that everything turns out all right. So what is this grandmother from Hampton, Virginia is telling you today? That I don't care if you're on drugs, dream of the day in which you're drug free. I don't care if you're the offspring of a single parent, mothers, grandmothers, dream of the day in which he walks back into your life and assumes his financial responsibilities. And I don't care if you are a member of the class of 2013 and you don't know how in the world you're going to pay your tuition, your housing for spring semester, you dream of that day. You dream of that day 4 years from now, on that May day they call out your name and you walk across the stage and you receive your degree. Come to the edge, he said. He said, we are afraid. No, come to the edge, he said. They came, he pushed them, and they flew. Let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their future in somebody else's hands, but not you. So in the words of an old Negro philosopher, known as Flavor Flav, let's get this party started right. I haven't done anything special with my life, students. All I did when I got my fancy PhD degree from Norfolk State University, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I certainly knew what I didn't want to do. I don't want to be like many of my colleagues. They wanted to run off to Washington, D.C., Wall Street. They were going to make a killing in the stock market. That wasn't for me at the time. Ironically, I didn't want to go the corporate route, though I did work in corporate America for 12 years. Last 3 years of my corporate existence, I was a consultant. I use it every day in my business class at CAU. And ironically, I didn't even want to teach. What in the world do you do when you got those 3 letters at the end of your name? That's what I do now, and I'm completely fulfilled by it. But all I wanted to do, I wanted to find the answers of 2 questions before I met my maker. Number 1, why does one person succeed while another fails? And question number 2, why is one individual rich and wealthy while another is impoverished? So I carved out a list of 50 individuals who happen to be African American, black men and women who not only wrote their name on the tablet of success, they climbed the back stairs of success. They didn't know me, but I certainly knew them. And that list grew from 50 to 100. From 100 to 150. Class of 2013, I quit counting at 150 interviews. You name them, and I probably interviewed them, and I met them all. Everybody from Condoleezza Rice to T.D. Jakes. And we don't have time to go in everything that they taught me, but I'm going to leave you 3 simple keys. I remember when